Hold up, hold up, hold up. There we go. There we go. That was goofy. Um, I'm sitting here getting all my stuff together, trying to put some teasers out on social media. Um, by the way, I had a whole iced coffee out here that I can't find. Hey, it'll never be. I'm gonna have to when the guest comes over, I'm gonna have him talk for a minute while I find this iced coffee. It's crazy over here. I ain't have my iced coffee ready. Anyway, I got my regular coffee. Shout out to y'all. It's one of the new logo possibilities. I'm not gonna tell y'all my particular preference. Hey, what's going on, Deshauna? Shout out to all the mod squad. Shout out to all y'all. Good to see you too, Aracellus. Good to see you. Now, what up, Laura? Shout out to you. Now we got a bit of limited time because we got a guest coming over shortly, so I have a couple things that I wanted to get straight. First of all, if you guys haven't checked out the video that I put out earlier today, well, first of all, if you make sure you like the live. If you like what you hear, very warm welcome to Renee. Welcome to you. Shout out to you, Claude. Sandy loves the show. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you, Claude. Thank you very much. If you haven't checked out the video that I put out today about the honey farmer, go ahead and check that out. I put that one out at noon. Coming up, we got I'm circling the block on Carmelo Anthony because, of course, Black Maga never stops giving me content. So we'll be discussing that. Also, I don't know if you guys saw the people in South Dakota. There's a little FAFO story in South Dakota that CNN gave us. Y'all know I had to cut a whole promo. It's my cocoa butter right here. Y'all know I had to cut a whole promo on Lisa Murkowski. Y'all know that wasn't going. Y'all know that wasn't gonna fly. Y'all know that was. You ain't gonna take the people's money. Talking about you scared. That ain't. No, we not doing that at all. So y'all know I had to do the thing on Lisa Murkowski. China is wilding. China is wild. China is absolutely wild. That will need to be addressed. The way that China is dragging us on social media, that's what gives me gratitude that I'm not one of these, you know what I mean, that I'm not coming up right now. Sometimes I get frustrated because I think about coming up like in the 90s and early 2000s, and I think about how much more conservative a culture we were and what I could have been doing if City Boys was a thing when I was young. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'd have been, you know what I mean? If I had a City Boys account to guide my every move when I was coming around, if I didn't have to look girls in the eye as a teenager and stand there like I had even a shred of dignity and pride, that's what we had to do. If I could hide behind a cell phone and just text and tweet and DM my way into dating, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Anyway, you have to temper that with the level of dragging that people are subjected to online. We didn't have that. You know what I mean? We didn't have that. If you got carried, which is what we would call getting embarrassed, if you got carried by a girl, it just stayed between, you know what I mean, whoever saw it, and somebody might tell the story and then they forget about it. You know what I mean? It didn't follow you forever. You know what I mean? There wasn't video footage of it. They wouldn't drag you and make memes in perpetuity. We didn't have that. Oh no. So I guess they say the Lord doesn't bless with both hands. So we had to deal, you know, me and Larry and Johnny Murray and Free Me, you know what I mean? We had to deal with, and Dank, you know what I mean? My man Danny Dudelio, you know what I mean? We had to holler like them, you know what I mean? We had to bow up. We had to get your back straight and holler. We had to throw our pride on the craps table. But if it went left, anything that happened was left right there. You know what I mean? We didn't have to deal with that. That coupled with what happened with Shannon Sharp? I like the Shannon Sharp. Oh, the Shannon Sharp. Oh, the Shannon Sharp. See, you know what Shannon Sharp messed up at? You know what he messed up at? Because he is a man of a previous generation, as I am. He is a man of a previous generation. When you start hollering, you know what I mean? When you start hollering at the PYT, when you go to the PYT, things can get lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? Things can get lost in I'm grateful because I always moved starting about 2010, 2008, something like that. As soon as smartphones came, as soon as I got my first BlackBerry, I moved as if I could be screenshot and aired out publicly. That's how I moved. In fact, me and my wife was just talking. And because we met at work. And I told her that she asked me out first. It was a kind of like an innocent thing. She asked me out to a work function. And then at the work function, I was able to kind of parlay. You know what I mean? But I said, if you wouldn't have asked me out first, it wouldn't be two little crumb crunchers down there. It would not. It wasn't going to happen. Because I'm not getting screenshot. I worked too hard to get a good job with these benefits. Okay. I sat there and dealt with all the drama and dealt with all the slander from being in prep school, going to Columbia. I did all of that. I'm not throwing it away just because I want to holler at a coworker one day. Because, you know what I mean? The internet has a lot of content. I'll be all right. You know what I mean? However I might be feeling in that moment, give me 5 to 10. You know what I mean? I'll find something. You know what I mean? Give me 5 to 10, and I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to be. If you didn't holler first, it wasn't happening. I'm sorry. It was not happening. Now, I say all that to say, and I got to get this off because Jeff's going to be here any second. My guess. I got to get this off before I forget. As you guys know, as most of you guys know, I just came off vacation, family vacation. And I'll be honest, man, because I had told you guys fairly recently about the level of community that I feel here and how much you guys have brought to me and how much you blessed me. But, you know, it's a two-way street. Because you have to also communicate your disappointment. You have to communicate your disappointment. And I don't like doing this publicly. I really don't. Because y'all know how much affinity I have towards, especially the members. You know how much affinity I have towards the members. And the members are the ones I made a couple members videos when I was on vacation. So those are the ones that kind of knew what was going on. But this Miss Ray knew I was going, you know what I mean? And Regina, everybody knew I was going on vacation. And I gotta be honest, and like I said, I don't like doing this publicly, but I gotta express a level of disappointment that nobody tried to stop me from taking 2 kids to Disney. Why did nobody tried to stop me? Not one of y'all tried to stop me from taking 2 kids under 3 on a plane? Not one of y'all. Not one of y'all. Nobody told me nothing. I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Oh, yeah, I'm going on vacation. We're going, oh, that'll be nice. They going to enjoy that. You lying. You lying. You know you lying. You know you lying. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good time. No, it don't. And you know it don't. And you know it don't. If Regina in here, is Regina in here? Regina was talking about, oh, you deserve a vacation. You deserve a vacation. I hope you get some rest and some relaxation and some sleep, and you come back home refreshed. You knew that wasn't going to happen. You knew that wasn't going to happen. I mean, you know what I mean? You knew that wasn't going to happen. You knew better. You knew I was taking 2 kids on vacation, and they didn't even wait. We was going for a grip. They didn't even wait. We went to Disney on the 2nd day. When I tell you that my son almost shut Disney down, they almost closed the park. They almost closed the park. Disney, the people that work at Disney got to be used to kids crying on a regular basis. You know what I mean? They hear kids crying on a regular. They probably don't tune it out. They don't even hear it. You know what I mean? They just hear kids crying. That's just what they do. They work around kids. They hear kids crying. When I tell you, people were looking at my son like he was yelling in a funeral. That's how they were like. You know what I mean? I got 8 kids. I ain't never heard nothing like that. Is he all right? Is he all right? Is he all right? I got other parents asking me, is he all right? What you mean, is he all right? Are you questioning my parenting right now? No, because you're questioning my parent. I know your tone. I know your tone. You're not slick. You're not slick. I know your tone. Is he all right? He look all right? Does he look all right? Have yours always been all right? Huh? Let me follow you around till your kids start crying and be up in your face. Is he all right? Is he all right? You want to take him? Huh? Bidding starts at noon tomorrow. You want to take him? All y'all say it. How many of y'all? 970 people. 970 people. All y'all, the live that I had before I went on vacation was just as many people as we got in here right now, and not one of y'all said nothing. Not one of y'all. Y'all sit here and comment on the videos. Oh, I appreciate the content. I love the community. Do you? Do you? Because when I needed help, where we all have a good time. I can't wait to hear that rant when he comes. He gonna learn. No, because he gonna learn. That's only gonna happen one time. I've never been happier to come back to work in my life. In my life, I've never been happy to go back. That's the thing about not only having kids, being a family, but also being self-employed, right? So like I work when I want to work. I'm like, bring me to work. Hey Trump, I need a reason to go in the house and get some work done. Can you got any of those executive orders in your bag? You got an executive. Is there somebody you can inflame right now just for me so I have some work to do when I go inside? Can y'all do that? Hey, Black Maga. Can y'all? No, because y'all been in the pocket for a minute. Can y'all attack black people? Can you just get Rob Smith? He always good. Get Rob Smith. Get Rob Smith attack black people so I have a reason to go in the house. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene always good for it. I know she always get Marjorie Taylor Greene. Get more because she is reliable. She is nothing if not reliable. She's nothing if not reliable. And she got to be furious. I ain't made not one video about her all year, and she has to be furious. Get Marjorie Taylor Greene. Get her speak. Whatever's going on in the world, just ask her about what's going on in the world. Well, ask her about the Pope then. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. See, I know Margie. See, I told you. I told you, Margie Taylor. She good. She good. She good. See, I knew. Just you know what I mean? Just ask Margie Taylor Green. She gonna be all right. She gonna be all right. Never again. Y'all better be getting used to this face, because I ain't leaving. I'm not leaving. I can't go. I can't go. My wife said, oh, I'm taking the kids to Ohio. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And that was on a plane. We took a plane. Don't let it be a car trip. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And y'all can let me know. Let me know what time, how long I have to wait, how long I have to be in the house before kids become presentable to the public again, right? My daughter, she was actually, you know what? Because she gonna be mad. She gonna watch this one day. She gonna be mad. She be like, how dare you? I was good on that trip. My daughter was phenomenal on that trip. So I can't even say the kids. It was him. It was him. Let's just call it what it is. It was him. You know what I mean? She turned decent probably around 2.5. She became decent. So by that math, we don't have too much longer. But boy, when I tell you, I'm telling you, and that plane ride on the way home, I've been ask Regina was right. I was texting them. I'm concerned about the plane ride on the way home. Days in advance. Like 3-4 days in advance. I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I might have to start looking for some real estate down here. We might not be going back. Or at least I might not be going back. That's all I know. All right. On that note. All right, let me get to you guys. Somebody who said like father, like son. Boy, let me tell you. we were with my parents for Easter. And happy Easter. Happy belated Easter to you guys, by the way. We was with my parents for Easter. And we were telling them about my son on vacation and how much he was wilding. And no matter what we had to say, my mother had a matching story. You know, like she just been waiting. Like, where you been saving them stories from? You know what I mean? Oh, let me tell you about what he did at the hotel by the pool. Well, let me tell you about the spring of 91. Let me tell you what he did back in 91. How long you been holding that? You just been holding the spring of 91 story in the pocket so I can at least. Anyway, yeah, it is like father likes. Apparently it is. All right, let me get to you guys. Kiki, I hope everyone is doing great. Thanks for making these uncertain times less harsh and more comical. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. TP, shout out to you. Thank you for those memberships. And by the way, I'm glad he did that. In the new video ending that I posted, I mentioned that we have a newsletter coming out. Regina and I have been working on that. And we actually, because you guys sent me tons of stuff, so we'll actually be taking some suggestions and some submissions from you guys in the newsletter. So TP is one of the guys who sent me some really great stuff. So I appreciate you guys for that. Nancy Mace down here cussing out constituents for asking for a town hall. So yeah, speaking of which, Steph B, I need to conserve my voice. I don't like recording after a live because, you know, I'll be out here yelling in a live, but Byron Donalds and Nancy Mace will be addressed as soon as the live is finished. Those will be out shortly. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. Deshaun, I sent you a video of Byron Donald's town hall. Yeah. We'll be dealing with Byron. You know what's my favorite part about Byron is the DeSantis people. Politics makes for strange bedfellows. They really does. Because I don't rock with DeSantis or his people at all. But let them be dragging Byron Donald. Get him, Ron. Get him, Ron. You see what Ron? Get him, Ron. Ron. It's Ron right there. I don't rock with them at all, but they cleaning Byron up though. You got to be more careful. Is that from Martin? Is that from Martin talking shit? That's the thing that it makes me think about. C Hill, welcome C Hill, welcome. T Pressure, welcome T Pressure. Araceli Beard, thank you so much. I very much appreciate you. All right, without further ado, I want to bring in my guest, and he's actually the first. He's the first creator that reached out to me about collaborating, which is significant to me, and I very much appreciate that. That being said, I don't check my email religiously, so really I can just say that's the first one I saw. The first one I saw. But y'all were also in my comments talking about bringing him onto the platform, so I very much appreciated that. And true to form, we're gonna be talking about we're gonna talk some Ohio stuff, but I'm gonna bury it because I don't want it to get too inside baseball. You know what I mean? But I gotta, but what I will say is this: before he dropped a video today, and it actually inspired me when I was watching this video that I really should do like a nice little prayer, before I bring somebody on. So I just want to say that I pray that we will fulfill the true meaning of our creed, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all content creators are created equal. We pray that you use our channel, that we will create on a platform where we will judge by the color of our skin and not by the character of our content. I think I reversed that, but I'm going to keep going. From the prodigious hilltops of Columbus, let freedom reign. From the mighty mountains of Cleveland, let freedom reign. From the heightening Alleghenies of Toledo, let freedom reign. That's my soul right there. From the snow-capped Rockies of Dayton, let freedom reign. From the curvaceous hilltops of Parma, but God, we're asking not only that, let freedom reign from Akron Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Canton Mountain, Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Cincinnati, from every state, city, every village, and every hamlet, be it Youngstown, Salida, Kettering, Springfield, Cuyahoga Falls, or Lincoln Heights. Let freedom reign. Without further ado, I give you the man from We Gonna Be All Right himself, Mr. Jeff Wiggins. What is going on, my friend?
Your audience is probably confused about the topography of Ohio. They're probably assuming that there's, at least South and West Ohio. There's no hills, there's no mountains. Columbus is completely flat. But yes, we're gonna let freedom ring from the top of Broad and High, which is sea level, I guess. I don't know.
I have been wanting to holler at you. I actually was going to text you, but I figured we should save it for the field. This is where we will land. By the way, Jeff has a video about black commercials. That would be a fun way for us to end. So you guys can put your favorite black commercials in the chat. But before we do that, I want to talk about the fact that I did not feel comfortable going to Ohio for Thanksgiving because I did not want to see the people of the Buckeye State. That's my level of disgust. And since the election, they have given us Nazis on the bridge. They have given us in Lincoln Heights. They have given us just strolling through Columbus like they on the national championship parade. They gave us the Karen also in Columbus who talking about somebody should be deported just because she couldn't use Mon Pukuma. I have to come to a level of peace with your state. What is it? It's August right now. I got about 6 months to come to a level of peace with your state. From a native, I just need to know what the feeling is like on the ground from you.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that we tried to do this past election cycle, and hopefully we don't have to do it again, is try to convince people to stop pretending like we're a purple state. We're not purple. We are red. But for somebody like you, of course, your spaces are the big cities. So like rural Ohio is what you think it is. It's exactly what you're thinking. You go to Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus, dark blue, dark blue. So you can be mad at all of us because I was mad at all of us. So there's that. Let us have it.
So your thought is not that Ohio has moved right. You just feel like it was mischaracterized and misread previously.
Yeah, I think the Obama years confused everybody and made it think it was something that it was not. Yeah, no, I think that was a comet that shot through the sky real quick and then it went right back. We came back down to earth over on this side. So, we're red. Like I said, we've tried to pretend like we were purple, but no, dog. No, it's pretty red.
So let me ask you this, because this actually cuts across a lot more jurisdictions than just Ohio. But Ohio is a great one for me as a test case because it's the middle America, right? It's considered like a great like litmus test, right?
Right.
Here's where I struggle is so my wife's from Ohio.
Where in Ohio?
Salina. That's why it made it into the rundown.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
By Indiana, right by Indiana, which tells you a lot demographically also. So that's where she's from. Now, my personal experiences have been amazing. Honestly. And don't think I wasn't looking. Don't think anything untoward would have gone unnoticed. Okay, I went to a prep school. I went to predominantly white college. I went to Columbia, right? So I was in corporate America. I know all about the microaggressions. I know all about all that. It all would have got noticed. My experiences have been phenomenal, and not to mention the fact that I've gotten to know people like you, people like Deshauna, who's one of our regulars, like Regina. There's been a lot of people from Ohio that I've talked about that have been great. My personal experiences have been great, but reconciling that with what I perceive, and I imagine you do too, but you can speak for yourself. Reconciling that with what I perceive as the ramifications of what happened in November has been borderline impossible. Like I haven't been able to. That's why they couldn't go down there in November, because I said, okay, you guys have been nothing but great and supportive to me, but you also just asserted the levels to which you will double down on white supremacy and the white patriarchy by virtue of what you just did. Like you just told me how much you don't care about my well-being and that of my family, but you be cool as hell if I go down there. I'm not trying to play the game.
So let me go back to the beginning. Okay, so Columbus, I was born and raised in Columbus, is a a fast food and restaurant test place of America. Like if Wendy's drops something new, and which by the way, the Wendy's headquarters is here. If they drop something new, they give it to us because they feel like we're a good representation of the rest of the country. All right. Yeah. So I'll just give you this example. Here's something we're currently going through right now. Last year, we ran through legislation to permit recreational weed, right? Ohio legislature is backtracking that. Who do you think's doing that, Reese?
Naturally.
Yeah, and so it like the people spoke. We want this. Give us this.
Mhm.
And of course, when it finally got passed and set down and everything like that, it was a step below what was requested. And then the state legislature is trying to bring it down even lower than that. So, what is considered recreational weed or recreational marijuana and its usage and how it can be performed in the public is going to be impacted by people who essentially lost.
Mm-hmm.
They essentially
Mm-hmm.
lost, but they're in power. One of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons why they can do that is because when we tried to pass something here in Ohio to redistrict everything, that failed. And so, you know what happened. I mean, come on now. You know what it is. Uh, Gerrymandering. And so districts are weird. And of course, if you're the victor, you get the spoils. You get to draw your district the way you want to. And a lot of people are smart enough to avoid Interstate 270, which is surrounds Columbus. Because once you get within 270, it gets real black and brown.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said, hey man, you know where your love is at. Your bread is buttered in Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus. Again, if you want to hold what your issues are and the bone you want to pick with all of Ohio, I am not going to take myself away from it. All of us is going to get it. Like we deserve it.
So okay, so let me ask you this: what's real? What's real, right? My experiences, right, which have been dope. The ramifications of your politics and how I internalize that. Neither or both. Where do you come down on that?
They're both. It's both. It's both. Your experiences are very real, and you can almost expect them the next time you come here because you're coming back, right?
Yeah. Well, and you know what? They made it hard. They won the championship. You know what I mean? They made it hard. And then I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to feel when the Buckeyes won the championship. And not just because I was like on the front lines of Ryan Day need to be fired. They didn't go and win it. They got to win the championship for him to save his job. I was on the front lines of that. Okay. But they won the championship. Now I have to reconcile the fact that they're going to have a whole championship DVD set that don't have the Nazis in Short North. You know what I mean? I'm like, that happened in the season. We gonna act like that is. Now I gotta reconcile how I feel about you. Not to mention the fact, Jeff, that last time I was down there, which would have been 18 months ago, right? Last time I was down there before the big game, I was up way later than everybody else. I ended up watching a documentary about the history of that rivalry. And one of the things they said was like in the 60s, 70s, they were talking about Ohio State, Woody Hayes being like this kind of symbol for the old world, right? For the previous generation. Whereas Bo Schembechler and Michigan was considered like this hippie enclave. And I'm like, this don't seem like I should be, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is not what I should have been watching before this. If you wanted me to get hyped up, you know, for y'all, you know,
Yeah. Look, man. Hey, like I said, for one, your experiences are very real. Both sides of them, the positives and the negatives. If you told me, hey, I was driving somewhere, it was a cornfield, I saw a bunch of flags and signs, and somebody threatened me, I'd be like, yep, I bet that happened. And if you came and said, yo, you know, I met some dope people, I had some soul food, and it was relatively expensive, and I had a good time, and they pointed me somewhere where I can buy an Ohio State shirt from a black-owned business, I'd be like, you're right. That's the dichotomy of Ohio, baby. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Would it be wrong for me to characterize Black Ohioans as being a youth? Because obviously I meet a lot of Black people that live in red areas, right? But for me to not have that perception of Ohio until November, but to meet this many Black people that aren't constantly railing about, I mean, they do actually. They do actually. I've heard quite a bit of stuff, but there's a level of there they go again. There's like a level of that I don't like when I go to South Carolina to see my other family. The way they characterize the other side of town is very. They seem a lot. They seem to carry around a lot more baggage than y'all seem to carry around about, you know, the entirety of your populace.
I mean, yeah, we do. It's like, right. It's weird, right? It's weird because, like, so I was born and raised in Columbus, but after getting married and having kids, I live in the suburbs, right? So if you go to like a Meyer or somewhere around here, you'll see it. Not my neighborhood. We're at the same Meyer at the same time. It's like, oh, well, where did you come from? And they're probably looking at me the same way. Like, well, where did you come from? Like, dude, you get on Jordans and everything. Look at your hair. Where are you from? I live down the street. Where are you from? Because the rural area is just right there, man. Like, it's just right there. And so, I need to tell you real quick. I'm also on the Ryan Day should be fired. Oh, I'm on the train. And so, like, look, he proved us all wrong. So, like, now I'm just like, take a sabbatical during Michigan week. Vacation, homie. You're a different person then. You're different when you're hungry. Get a Snickers that whole week. So there's that. So anyway, yeah, man, next time you come, you're going to come to Columbus. We're going to take you to a food hall. Apparently, we got a bunch of them. You're going to have a good time. You're going to make a wrong turn somewhere and go, wait, what is this? I don't understand. Where am I? That's the experience, man. That's what it is.
The other thing that's funny, and then we'll move because I know not everybody here is from Ohio. They're like, word? And then is this a local podcast? Is this what's going on? When we drive, which might be the way we go next time, because I ain't taking them kids on a plane no time soon. But when we drive from here, we got to go through West Virginia, and so you really got to do some quick math. You know what I mean? As much as how I felt the way I felt about Ohio, I'd be happy to get there. I'll be honest. I look around like we made it.
I mean, it's one of those things.
You like, we made it.
Yo, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, man, Ohio, but the surrounding states ain't much better either. So we got to get to where we get and make sure our gas is full before we get surrounded by Kentucky and West Virginia, and then get to where we're going.
And shout out to whoever's, shout out to my man Durwood right here that said Dayton, shout out to Reese. Dayton's interesting. My perception of Dayton has changed 180 degrees. Now I know it as like this blue beacon, but before that, all right.
Yo, hold on. I've seen a couple messages about my audio. Can people hear me? I heard it was like choppy or something like that. Do I need to switch to a microphone or something?
It does sound a little bit choppy. I didn't know if that was my headphones because these cost $7. So I thought it might have been my headphones, but it does sound a little bit choppy to me. Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna put on maybe. Hold on. Let me put this on.
Well, here I can take it over if you wanna let me know when you're good. Yeah, you good now?
Oh, let me see.
Okay. All right. So we definitely got to get into. I don't know if you guys checked out his the last video he posted about Black Maga. That is definitely what I wanted to get into, because we definitely got to talk about some Black Maga, and it's the reason why I titled this one. This is the Uncle Tom edition, because I actually learned a lot about Uncle Tom's in watching that video. Which when he comes back, I'll let him bless you with that. But obviously, Black Maga has given me no shortage of content and material, and my conclusion to this day has been that it is largely grift oriented. Are you good?
I think we're good. Can you hear me now?
Now I think the video froze. Oh, okay. All right. Now, wait. Talk for a little bit.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I got it. I think it's good now.
In the audience, where we at?
It's good for me. You guys let me know what's good.
All right, just let us know. Anyway, let's go. I'm ready.
All right. Black Maga. Grift, or are these truly misguided souls? I have been on the grift train. That's what I've been riding. But you have done probably more content. You've done more deep dives than I have. So you let me know what you found.
You know what? I can appreciate the fact that they don't like the Democratic Party so much they're sticking to what they believe. I think one of my biggest gripes with them is that, and I think I said this in one of my videos.
No,
They're
I
saying,
can't. I can't go with. I can't go with you. No, no, no. I can't let you do that. No, we
oh,
can't say.
let me get to
Okay,
it. Let me
okay,
get
all
to
right.
it. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. My biggest problem with them is that they're saying from their plantation, leave the Democratic plantation. And it's like, did your master let you say that? Like, who do you think you are telling us? And like, I think one of the things I said in my most recent video is that like I voted for Biden and Kamala Harris. I'm not a supporter of theirs. I don't have yard signs. I don't have bumper stickers. I don't have t-shirts and hats. And I'm the sellout. What are we talking about? With that said, and I think you're about to get to this, it's a grift. It's a grift. It's an easy grift. Because one thing I've said for years now, if I really wanted to, starting next week, if I made a video saying he shouldn't have resisted arrest, black women shouldn't have so many baby dads, I would be a star on right-wing media by June.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a grift, and it's a pretty easy one. It's pretty tellable. So yeah, I do. If they don't want to vote Democrat, okay, I'm not thrilled about doing it either. That's kind of where we are. I believe the candidates I vote for are way better than their candidates, and I can say what my candidates have done for the people and for our people as well. So there's that. But it's a grift. It's a grift. It's a pretty easy one. They're getting money for being black faces for white supremacy.
What is one of the refrains that I have had is "Pick me never ends well." Pick me never ends well because you have trained the person to you've accustomed them to not having to respect you at all. So it's like you're just waiting for them at some point to wake up out of their own goodness of their heart and be like, you know what? I should probably respect you and treat you better. Like that's never happened in the history of relationships. So, what is the end game? Like we have seen, we've seen some corner turns or some attempted corner turns, and yes, I'm looking at you over there, Candace Owens. But what exactly is the end game here?
I would like to say green, baby. I would like to say it's the money, but that can't be it. I honestly think that they just want, because this is, I think, MAGA overall. I think they want to see our destruction, even if it means they're destroyed as well. That's what I think. So the money.
Black Maga wants to see our destruction.
Yeah. So, okay. A long time ago, honestly, I mean, I can say this about any one of my videos, but I made a video about a black person who ran for president in the Republican Party. And this particular black person talks about the unwed baby having demographic among black people all the time. And if you just simply look on his presidential campaign website, there was no policy listed for that particular problem that he brings up all the time. Why are you bringing it up then? What did you do to fix that? Are you going to do anything? Or you just use it as the wedge to say, don't vote for Democrats, they did that. So, and to enrich themselves, number one, and number two, see people fail and suffer. Aha, look at you. See, this is what happens when you don't come over here with us. Like they have no policies, no ideas to make the lives of black people better whatsoever. Reese, do you remember opportunity zones? Do you remember that one? This you're probably gonna bring up the Reds and Indians, but like just pitches from the mound, just change up.
Yeah.
Was that it? Was that it? I don't know.
Maybe, and this is the difficulty in trying to get into the mind of Black MAGA is you're using your brain. You know what I mean? That's where you get. I'm using my brain to try and understand. Like, but I'm like, okay, if my grift was to advocate and push for the destruction and the degradation of my people, then I need to have an exit strategy. Like I need to have a lily pad in order to get out before the entire thing burns to the ground. Do they not? Is that not a part of the Black Maga? Is it just they just gave them like half the manual? Like they just give them like old 70s textbooks like we used to have in public school when I was growing up? Like they don't have the whole rest of the book? Like what's going on?
So this is something I've learned from your channel. It's the people who just, the economy, I know, I'll vote for Trump. And then they get their food stamps cut, but they're still like, oh, well, at least these people over here, at least I don't have to worry about trans people in sports, or I don't feel like I need to use pronouns. So you can't eat. It's hard for you to consume food right now because you have to pay for it, and inflation is still high, and you're not getting helped as you should with a social safety net. But these other people are suffering, so I'll feed off that, I guess.
But see, then it goes back to the first conversation that we had about me reconciling the people in these red states. I'm like, when you exhibit behavior that is so devoid of morality, and certainly devoid of the Christian values that you espouse.
Oh, yeah.
How do you want me to receive you in a different way? You know what I mean? And I know you're cool to me in person, and there's value in that. But how do you want me to receive you in a way that's different than you are willing to deal with your own hardship and pain just so I have it worse in your mind?
Okay, so then there's, let's say you reject this person or dismiss that person. Like, stay over there. You got your thing going on. Then they'll take that. You know what time it is. They'll take it as the badge of honor. Oh, Lib. Take that, Lib. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, but you're still over there suffering. Like, no, I don't want to be near you. You see me as subhuman. Bringing up racism again? I'm not liberal. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, man, like I said, it's I don't. Sometimes I don't want to make the videos like I just uploaded the other day because I'm like, God, I gotta
watch
so much content.
Oh, you talking about the Uncle Tom video?
Yeah. Like I have to watch so much content and then whittle down what I watch because I overwatch stuff, and it's just like now my YouTube algorithm thinks I'm a really big fan of Carlson White.
Okay, I want to bring this up before we get too far off topic because it's just a pet peeve of mine. Charleston White, and this is about him, but it's not about him. One of my deep frustrations is how little recourse, ramifications, and consequences are brought to bear by people who do the things that he does. And I'm not even talking about somebody need to run up on him because that's mostly where the conversation goes. Oh, he disrespected this gang or he disrespected that rapper. You know, their crew is going this, that, and the other. It's not even that. It's like he has done and said so many nasty, disgusting things. I don't understand how we as a community allow him to be platformed and allow the people that platform him to be okay. I'm like, it baffles, it seriously baffles the mind. I mean, the one that sticks to me in my head, and I don't want to pick on Jeff Teague, but like when he got up there and talked about Angel Reese, the way he talked about Angel Reese, and I'm like, bro, he's talking about a basketball player and degrading her on a basketball podcast, like in a space where their audience is largely black and brown, not even brown. Like, the audience is largely black people who love basketball. So it'd be a huge liability for you to be up there talking, but it was fine. They was up there laughing and kicking, and I'm like, you know, it's not like you brought Sue Bird up there, or you brought Dwayne Wade up there, and they're not known for talking like that, and that's how they popped off. It was Charleston. That Charleston White didn't go crazy. That Charleston White went Charleston White. So you brought him up there. He said what he said, and then we just, well, that was gross. And then we just go on. Like, I'm like, so what are we really about as a community, right? When there's no hammer at all.
Well, so he's a great example of how we know cancel culture isn't real. It's not a real thing. It's not. He is going to be on so many podcasts next week. Again, and I can't stress this enough, I watch so much content of his on other people's podcasts because he's always getting called. I think he's always getting called because he's clickbait worthy. Like people will just click just to hear what he says because of outrage. With that being said, and then going back to that Jeff Teague clip that you just brought up, the reason why he is getting so much play and clicks is because there's a lot of black men, whenever he says something, they go, facts. I mean, that's real. Like, so many people agree with him. And I'm like, data. Somebody pull out a graph somewhere. Like, somebody, please pull out a graph. Anywhere near him. Stats. Hurry up. Somebody do it. Because there's too many people who are just agreeing with him. They're not challenging him enough. Now, even with that clip you just brought up with Jeff Teague, somebody on the panel did say, like, no, I don't think she's trying to sell you know what, because that's what he said. I think she's trying to sell. He's like, no, I just think she wants to be more than just a basketball player. You can be a basketball player and a sex symbol and coexist at the same time. And for you to see those things and think that she wants to be a prostitute it's actually weird, man. Like, that's a weird thing to say. But people don't talk to him like that. Black women do.
Yeah.
Black women do all the time. But black men are just like letting him run rampant and saying whatever he wants.
I never see a black woman on the panel with him, though. Black women do. That's why he don't return those calls. Those go straight to voicemail all the time. There's a lot of examples that, and I don't want to act like we are. There are some instances where we respond, like we've seen it with like Target, for instance. I made the video about like the Target boycott. I made the video about 50 Cent and him trying to put on for Jeff Landry and the initiatives in Louisiana, and people were really like coming for 50's head. Obviously, they were coming for Snoop's head in January. I think it's all forgotten now. I think it's just had to post a couple months of Instagram videos. Even my algorithm, because I used to watch Snoop's Instagram all the time, and it went away for a while, but now it's back. They're like, oh, you forgot? You good? You good? So it's not as if we never respond and advocate for ourselves in that way. It's just very rare and very selective.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think a good example of that is Nelly. I think he's supposed to come into Columbus in the summer, and Janelle Monáe freestyled about him, and I thought that was dope. And then, like, you know, Twitter went off on him for a couple days. I don't know if people remember, like you just said. So just more challenge. That's it. Just more challenge. I told a coworker, like, I would only go to Nelly's concert if I can hold a sign that says I used to like Nelly, but then whatever Janelle Monáe said in her freestyle, like, that's the only reason I would want to go. It's at the Columbus Commons. I think it's a free concert, so you might see me there. Maybe not.
All right, I'm gonna get to some of these comments because it's been a minute. I am loving this. Thank you, Mavis. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Grifting by greed and the need to pick me. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you. Talking about a little Black Maga. Detroit, Michigan. Yes, you would join. Yes, you would join Byron.
No.
Yeah, Byron will be dealt with. Reese, thanks for informed and laughing to keep from crying, Queen's mother. Okay, thank you, Queens. I appreciate that. Eugenia, thank you. We gonna be all right channel on YouTube. Oh, that reminds me, I got to get a banner. All right, I'm gonna make a banner for the you gonna be all right channel. Give me time. The first time catching a live. I love your channel. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. And Yaya, welcome. You gotta listen to me. Boys don't get better. My son is about 4. My son is 4, about 5, and it's horrible. I don't like him unless I absolutely have to.
Oh, wait.
How many you got?
No, so I have 2. I got 2 boys, 14 and 11. It gets.
Oh, you good. You good.
Good. Oh, no. We can get on a plane. We can do anything. We can get on a plane. I can scream upstairs to my son, hey, like, what's up with grilled cheese sandwiches? And he'd be like, I think, okay, I can figure it. So we're good. So real bold of you to put 2 under 5s on a plane. Like, you believed in yourself. And I want you to believe in yourself. I hope you continue to believe in yourself. But other people did not believe in you on the plane. That's the thing about it.
You were smart. See, I was bamboozled and lied to. I think I'm a couple years older than you, but my whole time growing up, they was like, "Don't you have kids? Don't wait till you get set. Take care of your career first. Make sure you take care of your career. Make sure you in a good set." So I made sure I was good and comfortable. I made sure everything was good before I settled down. Now I got 2 under 4 and ready to have a slip and fall in the elementary school parking lot. You know what I mean? I'm hurting just to pick up my son at less than 2. That's what way to get you.
No, our first 3 years with the kid, we were poor. We were broke. It was not good, but we figured it out. We got it.
You like 75% of the way to your kids being able to work and put some money on these bills. You know how far away I am from that?
My 14-year-old will go to like a restaurant. He'll be like, "Yeah, I wonder if I can work here." And I'm like, "Mate, like, okay, give it a shot." Yeah, no, hey, man. But the point of all this, it gets better, man. It's a thing. There's some things that's never going to go away. Like, there's some things, like my kids trying to avoid going to bed or going to sleep. That's always going to be a thing. Like, that's not going anywhere. But it gets better. It gets easier. So we went from Columbus to Orlando in a van years ago, 16-hour drive. That wasn't the best. that was not. I didn't.
We still talk about it today. We will talk about it for decades. That's
that
like
wasn't the best.
About the spring of '91. That's your spring of '91 story. All right, your video. I think the first video or how your channel came to my attention was Black to the 50s. And one thing you put in the description box to that video was talking about how Black conservatives are pushing to return legal segregation, which on its face, I didn't understand. So please present your thesis.
You know what's weird about Republicans and legal or de facto segregation is that, like, statistically, communities and neighborhoods and cities are already segregated. They just are. Neighborhoods, I live in the suburbs. There's not a lot of people who look like me around here. So any push for a segregation is just weird in that regard. Even with that, Congress is still heavily segregated. C-suite positions at companies, CEOs, all of that is segregated. It's still very much white. So I don't see what the point of all this is. With that being said, from a Black conservative perspective, at least what I've heard from them, at least allow myself to hear, is that they want to go back to when the Black nuclear family was intact. One of several things they usually don't bring up is that there was legal segregation then, and the top tax rate to allow America to seek the American dream was intact. So when they talk about going back to the 1950s, they don't include that. One of the very things that made it successful, they don't include that. No. They also don't include the fact that there was a lot of factory jobs and I guess low-skilled labor, but like a job where a Black person can go to, take care of their family, maybe get pension, and like retirement, I should say. They don't include that. They just talk about a better day before Democrat policies came and ruined the Black family. And now, like,
when they say when Black families were intact, and I do recall that from Byron Donald's comments at the. Was he at the cigar shop? Was he at a cigar shop in Philly?
Yeah, what is it? Cigars and cognac, something like that?
Yeah. So I'm surprised he went back to the cigar shop after they chased him out of that one in Atlanta. He was with Wesley Hunt, who one of our, I can't remember who it was when I covered him being chased out of the cigar shop, called Wesley Hunt Jigaboots. Because you remember he was sitting up on the thing and he had his she called it jigaboos. I damn near died. I laughed for like 5 minutes, and it's just been a recurring.
That's good and bad at the same time.
Yeah,
like I feel like I shouldn't be laughing, but that's hilarious. But go ahead.
So anyway, so here's my question, and this is aside. I have a comment and a question. So my comment is the Black family was intact. Yeah, unless literally any white person decided they want to come in and unintact the Black family with absolutely no justice and no recourse, then the Black family was intact, right?
Correct.
But what the way that I take that, right, is the Black family was intact because we had our own businesses and we were keeping money in the community and this, that, and the other thing. But in order to make that point, you have to seed the level of discrimination that is present when we are integrated and we are trying to enact those same business practices or get those same positions in a fully functional integrated society. Like you have to seed how we are excluded from all of those things, but those are points those are the exact things that you deny to the heavens ever exist. But that has to be the premise of you saying, let's go back to segregation because Black family was intact.
Correct. It's all just the Democrats did this to us, and we should remember that. That's the whole selling point. Mm-hmm. Well, we were together, we were intact, and Democrats ruined it. The next logical thing should be, well, what are you going to do about it? How are we going to return back to that? We know Republicans are not going to tax the wealthy. We know that. That's what made us successful in the 50s. Mm-hmm. Are we going to go back to that? No. And as you said, we were intact until a white person literally wanted to walk into your living room and take the chicken off your table, or they wanted to get rid of the head of household, a man, because he may have accidentally winked at somebody because he had sawdust in his eye. Now he's gone. Mm-hmm. So which parts do you want to go back to, and are you going to get us back there? No, they don't care. So it gets weird and old hearing about it. Like I'm tired of people going on with this cognac and cigar thing, acting like a bygone past is what they want to return back to, but they're not doing anything to get us there.
They care so much about the Black family being intact. You don't even have an intact Black friend group. I ain't seen you around no Black people, but you care so much about the Black family being intact. That's what I'm supposed to believe.
Yo, did you see? Oh gosh, it was Candace Owens's baby shower.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I seen it.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was just her. Like you saw the picture, oh well, there's Candace. Yeah. That's her right there. It was 25 people in the picture. Oh, there's her. That's the Black one. She's the Black one.
You have to make a point to have a photo that is that white. You have to really try to make a photo that's that white.
So wait, I'm sorry. I want to include you in one of my videos on my end. I may just clip what you said because that was dope. Yeah, they want to keep intact the Black family, but their Black friend groups are in shambles. They don't even have any. There's no group text or nothing. What are y'all doing?
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, we'll send you a copy. We'll send it to you. I got a speed run. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to speed run. I was going to say how to speed run these topics, but I'm not going to do that because I would love to have you back, by the way, if you want to come back. I want to ask you this. I put Stephen A. Smith here for a couple reasons. I don't want to, he's been all over the place, and people talking about him being the Democratic nominee and all that. He said an interesting thing. It came from, I happened to see it in the video I made about him bringing Candace Owens onto his podcast, right? So he was talking about how he hates that Black people vote as a monolith for the Democratic Party, and that's why Black conservatives intrigue him because they buck the norm. And of course, I made the comment, so it don't have to make no sense as long as you buck the norm. I play basketball with my feet. Are you good? No, but I buck the norm. Here I am, right there. But this is the thing. So his point was that every other race and special interest group makes people play to them to get their vote, whereas Black people are so loyal to the Democratic Party, they get taken for granted by Democrats. And so Republicans, on the other hand, get to say, well, we're not going to get them anyway, so why even bother? Now, here is the thing that inflames me about that is you make your criticism about the loyalty that Black people have to the Democratic Party without even requiring the Republicans to even be decent. Like you're not requiring them to invite you. You're not requiring them to present opportunity. Nothing. It's just the analogy I use all the time is like it's like opening up a pizza restaurant across the street from whatever Pizza Hut or whatever. The pizza's worse. It's more expensive. The service is terrible. They're openly hostile towards anybody who comes in. But your whole selling point is you just gonna be loyal to them your whole. You know what I mean? You have nothing to offer, but it's different. It's not the same thing that you would do. I'm like, how does that make any logical? So you're gonna pay more money, get treated like shit just because it's not where you've been. I don't understand that.
And like, we can say both things are kind of true. Like, we can go say, okay, the Pizza Hut is taking us for granted. Maybe, maybe not. All right, they're taking us for granted. So is your personality just being a contrarian then? Like, oh, it's different. Like, this one, like you just said, they're not even selling you anything. You're just going over there because it's available and close. It's right across the street. You're not even asking for something better. How about all of us go find a third place that's delicious? But yeah, the whole bag is contrarian. Like, what do you mean? Okay, well, since Black conservatives aren't lockstep with most Black people, that's intriguing. When one Black person runs, I thought we ran. Maybe that, like, yeah, like I would ask why we were running when we got there. We're all going one direction for a very specific reason. And if pretending like it's because we're all incorrect, that is bull crap. Black women have the most to lose every election cycle. So when they vote, I vote. They have the most to lose here. They are the most insightful when it comes to these matters. And so for Black men to be like, oh, well, the Democrats are taking us for granted. Okay, well then tell me what the Republicans did for you, Black person.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, please. Okay, so if they value your vote and you're getting something from it, what are you getting? But then that's when they talk about stuff like mass deportations and stuff like that. Like that's where that comes in. I had somebody at if he's watching, dope, whatever. At my sister's house the other day, it was my mom's 68th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
He came to me and said, after Trump gets rid of all the fraud in Social Security, then, they're going to start doing some stuff. And I'm like, are you under the impression that this con man is going to get rid of fraud in Social Security? Social Security is our best program in America. Like, what are you talking about? And I forgot what he said. But then I asked him, I said, hey, do you know what Trump University is? And he said, no, what's that? So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you don't know what Trump University is, then that might be the reason you think he's going to get fraud out of somewhere else. He can't even get fraud out of his own businesses. So there's that.
Yeah,
so I feel like I'm picking on Black men. I feel like I'm picking on Black men today. And yeah, I'm a Black man. I'm raising 2 Black men. But like, it's kind of where it is. That's where my brain goes. Like
I had another question to ask you about that. Actually, before I do that, I'll mention the fact that there was a lot of conversation in that podcast about LBJ saying, well, we'll give them Black people civil rights. They'll be voting Democrat for the next 50 years and how we shouldn't be beholden to that. But then there's the part where your party is actively trying to deconstruct that same legislation that was supposed to keep us loyal for 50 years. So either way, which way you want to now? You know what I mean? I like whatever way you want it.
LBJ also supposedly said if you give a white person somebody to look down on, he'll empty his pockets for you. So like, let's get the whole. That's why. See, sometimes in these leftist spaces, Reese, and I'm so glad to be here. But like, I don't think the other channels know what to do with me because I'm like this dude that does like oddly specific deep dives. Like, what does he do in his spare time? Did he read the entire study? This dude's a nerd. Yeah, like that's why, like, it's okay to say both. Like, okay, if he said this thing about black people voting for Democrat for 20 years, just acknowledge that he said something about white people emptying their pockets for you.
No
like,
mention of that. Not one.
Okay.
No mention of that.
Okay.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. No mention of that. This will probably because I want to keep you here forever. So we'll probably have to circle back around to this, but I can't not ask you this because it's one thing that burns me up. Because you're talking about black men. I haven't done a Black Manosphere or like an FBA piece or anything like that. It's there to be done. It's a minefield, but it's there to be done. So I'm just gonna bring it up with you and stand on the line. That's what I'm gonna do. Here's what burns me though, and I don't spend a lot of time there. I don't listen to a lot of the content, so I don't want to mischaracterize it at large. But this is my perception of it. It's about how okay. Here's an example. I put out a video about AOC, right, and her traveling the country with Bernie, and that anti-oligarchy tour that they're doing, and all the attention and energy they're getting. And there was a gang of comments talking about how she was anti-black and she's not for reparations and this, that, and the other thing, and how people couldn't ride with her because she was supposedly racist or this, that, and the other thing. And that to me, like, I was triggered by that because I'm like, we're in a place in the Democratic Party where the Jasmine Crockett's and the Al Greens are getting stuff leaked about them from the Democratic establishment for actually bothering to be as angry about what's going on as I am. You have a congresswoman and a senator that are traveling the country and bringing these massive crowds in these rural areas to stand up against this dude that is actively deconstructing our government. And that's where your energy, like that's how you respond to that. And so it made me, like, I kind of took that and I'm like, you know, it made me remember back in November when we were having conversations about, or not in November, like October, September, August, we're having conversations about the election. And Kamala, she wasn't black, and she wasn't FBA, and she wasn't this, and how does she feel about reparations, and this is she putting on for us? And I'm like, bro, this dude is ready to call literally any black person that's ever done anything a DEI and get them erased and scrubbed. That's what you're talking about? I don't understand. Like, and the thing is too, it's not like I don't agree with a lot of the things that you will put on for it. It just seems to always, like, the criticism and the anger and the fury always lands on the left side of the aisle. And it makes me, I'm like, I don't even, like, y'all are right wing. Like, I'm starting to think, I'm like, y'all are right wing. Like, y'all aren't even progressives at all. Like, that is what I take from the sum total of your criticisms, of your characterization.
Yeah. You know what? It's insulting that Republicans say every 4 years that they're going to get the black male vote. They don't even try with black women. They're not getting black women. Black women aren't going to be duped in this. Now, going back to what you were saying, I would like black men to give me an idea of their ideal woman candidate. What does she look like? What's her policies? What's she about? I guess, what's her racial makeup? I want them to say what this individual is, because as you know, and you probably know better than me, they were really bothered by the fact that Kamala Harris has like an Indian parent. And like, for what? Why? why does that bother you so much that she has an Indian parent? And that goes, okay, I'm going to be a nerd. Let me be a nerd right quick. Let me be a nerd. I'm clearly a nerd. If you see my channel, I'm a nerd. Okay. The idea of being 100% black is just weird. That's not a thing. If your family was here before 1965, you're not 100% black. What we do in the black community is this thing. We're like, well, both of my parents are black. But if you did a 23andMe, your parents are probably 72% black. You know why? Because I read a study about it. Okay. And we don't do that with like people who are 3/4 black. We don't. It's weird. And why are we doing ratios and percentages of blackness? That's odd. That's what white America did in the first census in the 1790 in order to, that's why we got octoroon and quadroon and mulatto. That's where all that came from. And then we're doing the same thing. Weird. Okay. Anyway, going back to the ideal woman candidate.
Sorry, you just made me laugh because I have a relative who who to this day uses octoroon and quadroon, and every time he brings it up, I'll be like, he doesn't mean it to be offensive, but he'll just say quadroon.
Like, are you for real? That's dope.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, that's dope. No, I want them to tell me the ideal. The point I'm getting to is I want them to tell me the ideal candidate for president who's a woman, because they're not going to bring up their policies.
Mm-hmm.
It was never about that. They're not going to bring up their policies. They don't know what AOC's policies could or could not be. Mm-hmm. Whether she's for black people, I don't know. Because another thing they're going to do is, and look, Obama was really good at like a strong tide raises all ships, meaning he wasn't going to do things for just black people. He did things for everybody. Therefore, black people get some of it. I would imagine every Democrat moving forward is going to be like that. And so when she's like that, because it's going to happen, same thing with the Gavin Newsom. Oh gosh. Anyway.
Save it.
Okay, I'll save it. But yeah, once her policies are like that, they're going to say, well, she didn't do anything for black people specifically. And then when you ask what George Bush or Trump did for black people specifically, they're not going to have an answer, or they'll say something like stimulus checks, which weren't specific to black people, they're for everybody. Or they'll say something like funding for HBCUs. HBCUs are up to 24% non-black. It gets on my nerves. They don't want a woman in charge. That is it. And I think some people have learned over time to not say that, so they're not going to say it. But in reality, it has nothing to do with ideology or policies or anything like that. They just don't want a woman in charge. They don't think she's strong or anything like that. So that's fine. They'd rather take a fake authoritarian over an AOC. That's all. That's problematic.
This election was really like a hypothetical on would you ever elect a black woman? Like, would you elect a black woman? I don't know. Well, all right. How about if she was running against a guy with felonies? How about 34 felonies? All right, he on his third baby mama. All right, how about here's this Access Hollywood tape? This is what he said. Whoa, I still don't think okay, how about we had to go to the courts last time because he wouldn't leave and he tried to stay and over the that's a good one. Nah, I think I still I can't even do it. I can't even do it, dog. I can't even. I'm like, all right, how about this? He said that he doesn't think that he thinks he can run again. Like we'll have to deal with all this again. Like if he goes in, who knows if he said you'll never have to vote again. That is
He's ripping up the Constitution.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she does have an Indian parent. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. It's like, hey, due process. Like they're just forgetting about that. Well, she did marry a white guy, and that bothers. Like, what is? Yeah. I don't understand. Like, those things aren't equal. Those aren't the same things. What do you? Yeah. It's a lot. I had a lot of these people, and I don't want to bring up their names. Okay, I won't. There's a certain group on YouTube that I made a video about, and their fans found the video, and they've been saying nonsense for 4 months in my comments.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Really?
Oh yeah, for 4 months.
I don't think they found mine. Oh, I shouldn't say that because now here they come.
Yeah. No, they found mine, and they won't stop proving my point. They just won't. I said, because like some of the comments I get is like, well, why are you hating on them? Why are you trash talking them? I said two things. They don't know what they're talking about, and they don't research or study the topics they're talking about. They just don't. I can tell. I watch their content, which my algorithm is just always messed up. But then their fans come to my content and they call me all kinds of Uncle Toms and Democratic Plantation and anything like that. Long story short, they're not talking about anything I actually say in the video, which proves my point.
Right.
I said those individuals are incurious. And then people come and leave comments based off of other comments they've seen because they're not actually watching my video, and you're proving the point. So these are the type of people, when you like click on them and see who they are, it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, you're one of those. Okay. So yeah, hopefully they don't find your video. I hope they don't find your video. It is the dumbest nonsense you will read. Oh my gosh.
To your point about the grift, it's crazy how low the bar gets when you put on the red hat. I mean, really, we talking about Mark Robinson and Herschel Walker. You know what I mean? It's crazy how low the bar gets when you but that's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
I'm gonna land with commercials because I'm gonna do my best to try and get you out of here on time. I'm gonna land with commercials. Put your favorite black commercial in the chat. And I'll go through some of those while I go through
okay, I got one, and hopefully somebody says that. I got one.
No, but I gotta ask you this before you go.
Okay.
But I had one last serious one. Just out of curiosity, if you put on a panic scale, right? Panic scale of 10, right? If you put independent progressive media at probably like a 9, right? Everything is like, and that's my perception of it. Everything is like, oh, the world's ending today, right? I will put them at like a 9. I will put MSNBC at like a 8. They're pretty high up there too when it comes to the panic scale. I would say I'd probably be like, I'm maybe like a 6.5, maybe. I'm like a 6. It's weird being black in the space because on the one hand, I feel like whatever happens is definitely going to happen to me at some point. That's why I put that. That's why I put that Abrego question in there, which we didn't have a chance to get unless you want to discuss that. But just talking about how people don't connect dots, and I don't want to know whether that's a cultural thing. Maybe is that just a black thing that like when something happens to people, we start connecting dots immediately. Like I don't know a whole lot of black people that out here talk about, well, that ain't us. You know what I mean? Like things become us. Things become so. There's that part of it. But there's also the part of it where we're kind of used to a certain level of psychological trauma anyway. You know what I mean? Like, how comfortable did you get? You know, there's that part of it. Like, I feel like now, granted, this is what we're dealing with is not comparable to Trump 1. I'm not saying that. But me having dealt with Trump 1 has, like, my nerves and stress like really like battle tested in a way the way I'm not reacting the way I would have at that particular point in time. So that's why I say I'm probably like a 6.5 maybe. Like where are you? I'm curious.
Right around where you are. Yeah, okay. Right around. Yeah, the individual you just brought up is supposedly in MS-13 and getting deported because he's supposedly in a gang is not fathomable in my mind. He didn't commit a crime, and let's say he is in a crime in a gang. Let's say he is in a gang. That's a deportable offense. Just being in a gang, it doesn't compute in my mind. That's like I saw actually you might have posted it too, but I saw a tweet the other day that talked about like due process and how like somebody has to just come up to us and say, hey, you're in a gang.
Mm-hmm.
And me and you can say, no, we're not. And if without due process, what are we going to do about that?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do about that?
Bro, I actually recorded a video. It was a members video, but like I was like, the level of selfishness on display by America at large at the fact that this is not a 5-alarm fire.
Yeah.
What they are doing is trotting out and running out and playing out their future ability to deport people with no due process. Like, are you reconciling?
No.
Are you reconciling that? Like, people clearly are not, and that's why I said the level of selfishness on display, because for you to see that and feel like, for you to say, it's not me, I'm good, for you to not react to something like that happening is wild.
Yes.
It's legitimately, and we've seen, like, just when it comes to Latinos, we saw how people reacted to a lot of the not me that we saw from them in November. This has gone much wider than them now by people's reaction to this. I'm sure they're reacting to this now. I'm talking about everybody reacting to this now, because that's what we're talking about.
And, I'm sure you run into this from time to time, but like I felt guilty not talking about it directly or making a video about it, because I'm like, this is the most important thing. With that said, if I felt like, because I have to get views from time to time, if I felt like people would watch it, I would be more inclined to make a video about it. But I didn't think people actually cared enough for me to go in a deep dive about it, so I didn't. But yeah, like it's a pretty big deal, again, that you can not be a criminal and then a judge can say in the past that you are permitted to stay here because something going on at home, and them to see some tattoos on your knuckles and say that means you're in a gang, you're out, is freaking huge. Like, at the same time that they're trotting out a third term for Trump. Like, all of these is really big deals. And this is not in an FDR type of way. This isn't like, oh, well, we're in a bad, tough time, let's keep voting him. This is a strong arm type of way. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is a really big deal. This is a huge deal. It's a 5-alarm fire. I don't know my fire scales. Is that the biggest one? 4? This is pretty close to the biggest.
This is the biggest
alarm fire. Yeah.
Hey, Laverne Spicer, what DEFCON is this?
Yeah, like this is
DEFCON 1.
Without due process, they can accuse us of doing anything and just roll with it. Like that's pretty big. So yeah, being in the leftist progressive space and being a Black person, yeah, like I said, I felt guilty for not making content about it. I might one day, but I don't know. But I don't think the audience wants to hear that because of other stuff. So that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you in that regard. I don't disagree with that. There's another topic that I've made several videos about, and every time I do it, YouTube's like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." So I'm gonna let. Yeah. I'm like, I was looking at content. I think my girl Regina, shout out to Regina, she was sending me ideas, and I saw where certain kinds of discrimination were being outlawed and banned. So some discrimination was elevated over others, and I was like, oh, I could definitely get a whole video out of that. And then my brain was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that? Because you're thrown out 3-4 of these, and every time you do it, YouTube's like, no, you're not.
Yep. Yeah.
And I remember I had one of them. I put it out when when BB came to speak, you remember BB came. I don't remember if that was before the election or after. I think it was after. He came to speak, and people were boycotting and whatnot, and people came. I went and I did a whole video about that. I put that video out, and I don't know. I think YouTube was asleep. I put that YouTube was asleep. That video got out. They was like, oh, we got one. YouTube woke up. Look now.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Like that?
Yep. I wish I was big enough and influential enough, like last week tonight, to where I could put something out, and then that's the agenda setting right there. But I'm not, and so I kind of have to schedule videos where I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this. We need to talk about this. It's not going to do well, so let me put that in the middle of two videos that I think is going to do well, because we also got bills to pay, because the current president didn't decrease inflation like he said he would day one, but whatever. So due process, and it could be in an endless cycle on the news and in these leftist progressive spaces, because it's not being treated the way it could or should be. I mean, but Twitter was holding us down. I hate Twitter, but when I was looking on there, people were going at it about this, so that was, I guess, promising.
I do not understand how people on that. We will have to get into that next time. I didn't delete my account because it's very useful if you make videos. You will find a ton of stuff on there. So I need to have it for that purpose. But inevitably what will happen, I'll be looking for something and I'll go and I'll find it. And then I'll look on the trending and I'm like, oh, what's this about? And I go look on the thing and then I see the tweets. I'm, what? Now I'm trading down. I'm like, why am I back on here? I knew. That's exactly.
Yep.
Now I'm mad. You weren't supposed to be on here. That's why you mad.
You just explained the Twitter experience. I don't remember the last tweet I sent, but it was a long time ago, because I can't even do it. I can't. But yeah, you just explained the Twitter experience. It is that bad. It's that ugly, but it's a necessary tool. I used it the other day for the video I made, so I kind of need it.
If you create videos, it is helpful. All right, we're gonna land the plane here. Oh wow, I done kept you late. My bad. Apologize.
We're good.
Well, you got little kids. You ain't got little. You good. Your kids.
I have a 14-year-old, man. He's upstairs. He's good. He's all right.
All right. What is? I love the video you made about black commercials and talking about the selling of black people. I thought it would be a fun one to end on. What is our GOAT commercial and why is it Tyrese?
the always Coca-Cola one?
Yes.
No. Oh gosh, that's a really good one. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the one that I was thinking of earlier when you posed the question. The why aren't you in college? Why are you out here wasting your life commercial? That dude had me questioning my existence for weeks.
Wait, are you talking about the ICDC? That one?
No, I'm talking about the guy. It's nighttime. He's wearing a hat. He's in a parking lot. And I forgot what college he's promoting.
Hold up.
And he's like, why are you wasting your life? You said you're going to do it. You said you're going to go to college. Why are you not doing it now? Do you not? Oh, you don't know what I'm talking. Pull it up.
Wait, no, I'm finding it.
Yeah, do it right now. Oh, it's going to change your life. Like, you're a very successful individual, but after you watch that commercial, it's going to jump up a notch, baby.
I don't. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Everest.
Yes. Ah, there he goes.
Couch, and your life is passing you by. You keep procrastinating over and over. Well, maybe I'll go to school next year. Maybe after work, you can do whatever you need to do. Go talk to somebody right now. They out to help you. You spend all day on the couch, and anyhow, why don't you make a phone call that's going to help you in your next year? All you got to do is pick up the phone and make the call. Why are you making it easy? It's complicated.
Yeah, that's a good. So who did a spoof of that? Somebody did a spoof of that. I feel like it was Mike Epps. I got Mike Epps in my brain.
Yeah, Mike Epps mentioned it in one of his stand-ups.
What's wrong with you? Look at you. You live home with your mama. You ain't nobody. What's for you? Yeah.
I'm doing something with my life.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing with your life.
Yeah, that guy. Again, that's when you pose the question. That's the first one I thought of. Man, the McDonald's commercials that I brought up in the video, those are, God, they're so racist, but classic at the same time.
Oh wow. Okay, so which one? Okay, this is not a black commercial, but this is my favorite commercial of all time. So I thought of it while we were having this conversation. So
Are you bringing up Tyrese right now?
no.
That drive results. That's why we built Roku Ads Manager.
Yes, even
Sign
we have
up
to
at
watch ads.
ads.roku.com.
This is the goat right here. It ain't a black commercial, but this is the goat right here.
It's yours?
Oh, I forgot this existed.
Comes in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must have.
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not.
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
you all right?
Yeah.
I learned it by
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They wouldn't have seen me outside for months if I said something like that because I wouldn't have been presentable.
The Calvin Got a Job. Those commercials are legendary for many reasons. For many, many reasons. And I think there's like 3 of them.
Is that right? Well, it's about time he got himself together.
Now that you mention it, there is something different about him.
Just goes to show you can't judge a book
Now,
by
do
its
we know what happened
Looks like
to Calvin?
responsibility's been good for him.
Well, I'm
It's
just
a little.
saying
It's
somebody believed in him enough to give him a chance.
Wonder where he's working.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
I don't know how Calvin. How was Calvin not a huge star in our lives?
I wonder what he's doing right now.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody knows the Calvin. Everybody knows the Calvin commercial. My man couldn't parlay.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
See, that's why I got to contact you from time to time because I didn't say anything like that. Excellent point. He was in 3 or 4 of these things.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we saw him since.
No. Regina said the S-Curl commercial.
S-Curl
I
commercial.
don't know if I know the S-Curl commercial.
Well, while you're looking for that, another one I included in my video was don't have me singing up in here. I don't want to scare away your audience, but the McDonald's commercial, but it's an R&B song.
Is that Brandy?
Don't be stingy. Girl, you got a 10-piece, don't be stingy. That's how the commercial ends.
And Regina, is this what you were talking about? Oh, they got another commercial.
S-Curl commercial. Regina, what you talking about?
This S-curl style says my
Regina, is this it?
Oh my God.
Girl, I can persuade. With this look, I know my hair's made.
Oh, that's very 80s, baby.
This curl style, I'm good to go. The Friday's girl. That's me.
One of my all-time regrets
Girl is the best.
is
Makes him forget all the
I can never. I need at some point in our lives, for Black society to bring this hair back. Either bring this back or bring back the comb. Okay, my whole life. My whole life. This was probably, you could have worn this in the 80s because that's what when he had it, but I couldn't have had this as a kid. As an adult,
Right.
I have not been able to have a process, and I want a process. I feel like every black man should have a process at some point. I haven't had the ability to have a process, and I'm ready.
Hey, it takes one person to start the trend, so you gonna be that one? Is there one?
That would be hilarious.
Is there
I
one?
just became the black creator. You know, Reese. You know the guy. He made all the Jasmine Crockett. The dude with the process. Okay, yeah. I know him. Yeah.
Are you saying that like that would be the second thing people know about you? Like, yeah, he makes the videos. He got the process and everything.
You got the process. I'm gonna make all the subscribers and all the people that are dedicated to the channel. I'm gonna make them all fans of the dude with the process. They all will have a decision to make whether this is the life that they want.
See, there's a couple people in here saying don't do it, Reese. And like, I don't. Do y'all want Reese to be free or not? That's the thing I'm wondering right here. Like, do you want him to be free and reach a childhood dream or not? Like, what is this perspective you're trying to give on this man?
That is funny. That is
I'm
funny.
not. Hold on. Was it Ali Bubble said Jeff is plotting? No, I'm not. I want him to reach his dreams. So he remembers what it was like to be in the 80s, and he couldn't get that because he was too young.
I couldn't get this. Yeah, I couldn't
Too
get
young.
this. I
Too
always
late.
wanted the conch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I think you can work. You can pull it off.
What was the most out-of-pocket commercial that you included in that video?
The most out-of-pocket commercial I included in that video. Oh, no, there was some that I don't think I did include. There was one, Mary J. Blige singing about chicken.
Oh.
Yeah, that one was like, I don't think I included that one. That one got left on the editing room floor, but Mary J. Blige singing about chicken was like, what is this?
Exciting
Why is she doing it? What's happening?
Welcome to Burger King.
That one was big.
Chicken snack wraps. What's in the new chicken
What's in the new
snack?
chicken wraps?
Mary?
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, fresh rice, and
Oh gosh, no.
tasty flour, tortilla, crispy chicken.
Wow.
The new chicken snack wraps.
You know what? I have to stand corrected because I said a while back, I said it frustrates me that we don't have, we don't have the hammer to bring home when it comes to cancellation. But I'm glad in some instances it doesn't. I'm glad Mary skated. I'm glad Mary skated. Yeah,
I love Mary J. Blige.
Yeah,
I love Mary J. Blige. I was caught off guard by some of these commercials, but yeah, she might have another one. I think she might have like a burger. Another, I can't remember. She have another one?
Well, I think.
What did you say? Chicken Hill? What did you just type?
Now, we all know football.
Oh my gosh.
Right, what if I told you there's an even better way to enjoy your favorite game time snack? They're called Wingovations. Products that help enhance your football watching, wing eating experience. Now, I don't know about you, Annie, but football legend and wing aficionado Jerry Rice and I like to eat classic wings and play catch at the same time. So we made the taste.
Oh, there's chicken.
Now, Jeff. How did you make a whole black commercial video? How did you make a whole black commercial video and you didn't put? Are you kidding me? Anytime Jerry Rice comes up, anytime Rice comes up, or the city of San Francisco, or Mississippi Valley State, when Mississippi Valley State was talking about playing at the Trump inauguration, I found a way to get alum Jerry Rice's chicken helmet into that video. Come on, man.
I owe everybody a part two. Like, you know what? I pride myself on being detailed and nuanced. I don't know how I missed the taste mask. Like, I owe everybody a part two, and I will gladly pay up. Like, what is this?
Bro.
A Winkabation. That's
a Popeyes helmet.
Well, okay, so one of the commercials that kicked off the video for me was Rufus Thomas did a Schlitz malt liquor commercial, and I'm like, what is this? Like, are we for real? Like, I know it's like a different time and everything. Like, yeah, we got it, but what are we doing? It was Rufus Thomas, Schlitz malt liquor. That's the one that kicked the video off for me. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like trying to figure out what I want. Oh, yep, that's one at the top. It's one of those like I'm trying to figure out what I want to do and what I want to say. And then when I saw that one, I'm like, I gotta talk about it.
This is Rufus Thomas with a brand new dance. I'm talking about the bullseye. Schlitz malt liquor bullseye. Y'all ready? Here we go. Raise your right leg.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. We need to circle back around to this.
Okay.
Hold
on. Wait. Hold on. I need to make my own case right quick. So yes. I somehow missed Jerry Rice in the taste mask. I did. There's chicken. He's being led by chicken as a black man who went to an HBCU. But I do have this one.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Okay.
That's true. This deserves more conversation because I think the question that I have for you is, so we just played Jerry Rice, right? Chicken helmet. That was in like 2020 or 2018, something like that. I think it was in the 2010s actually. So the level of pass that Jerry Rice gets for the chicken helmet is a 0. He gets absolute no. He did that in modern times. He did the chicken helmet. But then you think of the level of pass of things like Hattie McDaniel and things like that she gets 100 pass. She gets 100% pass. That was like the 1920s, and they was snatch people up. That's like literally where Black Maga wants to go back to when the Black family was together, right? Where do you put this? Where on the scale do you put Rufus Thomas in a pink pimp outfit with Slits Malt Liquor?
Okay. Are you? I was about to say you haven't seen. Yeah, you gotta.
And the body too. Do what comes natural when the bull's after you.
No, man. Come on. We gotta muscle through.
From side to side. Get Slits Malt Liquor and do the bull slide. Yeah. Look out for the bull. Slits Malt Liquor bull. Nobody makes malt liquor like Slits. Nobody makes malt liquor like Slits. Nobody.
Okay.
It breaks the scale. The scale's
I
broke.
need to know who was this for? Who was this for? Who was watching this? Like, oh, snap. Yes, that is exactly, you know what? That is exactly how I envisioned my Friday night. Who? Oh, wow. The brothers, is that how the brothers get down on Slits? Maybe the white guys. Maybe we should try. Who was this commercial for? I need to know.
So, I told a friend of mine.
Installation or something.
I told a friend of mine that Sprite markets to black people so white people will drink it. The whole Grant Hill drink Sprite thing. I was like, yeah, no, so white people could drink it. So that's what I'm assuming what Schlitz did is that like, hey, we got Rufus Thomas, you know, the guy who created the funky chicken. Yeah, he's gonna be dancing in front of a bull. You wanna drink some malt liquor right quick? That's what I think happened. It was marketed to me and you, Reese. If we were our current ages just in 74, this was for us.
It's also quite funny that I'm sitting here asking who was this for, and nobody is right there on the screen. Nobody. That's who this is for. It's like it's right there on the screen. All right, let me go through the comments here. Thank you, Queen's Mother. I can't. Okay, we're going back a little bit. Thank you, Mavis. Grifting by greed and the need to pick me. She's talking about Black Maga. Thank you, Mimi, for that. Reese, do you know if SCOTUS can reverse their decision to give Donald Trump full immunity? I mean, I don't know. That, you know what? We'll have to circle back. TP, I appreciate that. I actually might end up doing a video on the Supreme Court. It's just it's like we opened up talking about pick me behavior and how it never ends well. These people gave this man immunity when he's president, as if that wouldn't make him never want to not be president, and as if he had to abide by any rules and regulations. And that particular, they played themselves and made themselves obsolete just because they didn't want to stand in his way and they wanted to keep collecting them checks. Well, how heavy them checks gonna be now when you go with a 9-0 ruling that has no ramifications? So you tell me why they need to keep paying y'all.
Yeah, man. I look forward to that video. That seems necessary because I can't imagine how he's going to behave with no consequences coming his way whatsoever. Like, it's limited already, but like none? Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome, Jeff. Reese. Have you liked? Oh, yeah. I was supposed to do a poll about have they liked the video. Kind of late in the game to do that, Roberta, but I appreciate it. I know you sent that to me almost an hour ago, but I appreciate that. I love Jeff's channel. This is a great combo. I agree, Kojo.
Thank you, Kojo.
Get to the banner there on the bottom. You can find Jeff's channel. Robin, thank you so much. Mimi, we're not going back. Never forget. I salute you on that one. I read a study. Shout out to Jeff's blurred energy.
Man, it won't go anywhere. I did read a study about the black makeup of Americans in this country. Oh no.
You could have been making numbers up. I mean, I was like, yeah. Yeah.
I might, you know what?
It was 76. I don't know. You didn't read the most recent study, I don't think. I'm going to take a true woman to clean up this debacle called an administration. Yep. Well, you know what? This is the part where anything can be 20 minutes. So I appreciate you, Mimi. Thank you. Cassie, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Tommy, no, my brother, you get your own. What? Slit small liquor bull. What they have to get their own? And yes, that is in my head. Yes, that is in my, and now it's in your head. Slit small liquor bull. Yeah. I'll play it again. Larry, thank you so much as always. Larry is the channel patron. Always making it rain. I appreciate you, Larry. Karen, thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. Regina got the S-Curl commercial. Reese, that's the first commercial that came to mind. What, the S commercial or Slit Small Liquor Bull? Or the chicken helmet? They all came to mind for me. Whatever happened to Tim Scott? That is a good question.
That is a good question. He got married, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah, I think he got married, and then
I ain't saying certificate. That's what they say.
Another time.
Yeah. All these commercials were the best idea. Yeah. Yeah. People argued other ideas down so that those ideas could live.
Well, we could have spent the whole time talking about commercials and commercials alone. Especially, like, we could have went off for an hour about that Jerry Rice one specifically.
Yeah. That would have made a great. I obviously wasn't on YouTube at that time, but that would have been a hell of a thumbnail. Just Jerry. You know what? I'm gonna find a way to put that in the thumbnail.
Make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That should have been the Mississippi Valley State thumbnail. It should have been. It should have been the band playing, marching, and up to Donald Trump, and then like Jerry Rice looking down from above, like the ancestors with the chicken helmet on.
Oh my gosh! No, I have that image in my brain. Why? Why would you do such a thing? What the heck?
It might not be old, but Starry had Keke Palmer. Starry is really trying to be a thing with us. It really is.
With black people?
It's always advertising in like NBA games and stuff. Like it's always advertising in places where we're at. That's why I say that.
That's true. That is true.
The one with the dad and drugs. Yes, I learned it by watching you. I had a friend of mine in college who just would say, "I learned it by watching you," just out of context, but just referencing that commercial. Hey man, how long you been here? Oh, okay, cool. What you got over there? I learned it by watching you.
That one, forever. That one's incredible.
All right, so first of all, I appreciate you reaching out. Very much appreciate you reaching out, and it means a lot that you came on the channel. Love to have you come back. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You saw we only got to like half the stuff that I sent to you, and had to keep jumping from topic to topic. So certainly we can have another great conversation. But what do you have coming out, and what do you want to push? And obviously people got the link down there, but what do you want to mention on the way out?
For one, yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Like I said, I think I told you this. I asked my audience who they would like me to collaborate with because I don't collaborate very often. And yeah, you definitely won. So that was something that my audience asked for, and I think we're starting to share audiences. With that being said, on my channel, yeah, I have a video up right now about yeah, we
Rufus
gotta find a
Thomas. You got a your Rufus Thomas coming out?
Well, I mean, if I do another black commercial one, Jerry Rice is going to have to be the thumbnail, like you said about Jerry. Like, it has to be. That has to be revisited. But no, just trying to figure out like another name for black conservatives. We can't call them Uncle Toms. Kind of a misnomer if you read the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin. So we need something stronger. We need something stronger for the likes of Jason Whitlock. He engages in and has the behaviors of what we would consider an Uncle Tom, but let's call him something different. So that video is up now on my channel if you want to watch. This week, and I was going to try to partner with you, try to figure something out. I want to make a video about like, why can't we ignore MAGA? Like, they say some of the dumbest stuff, and we should just dismiss it. Move, get out of here. But we don't. It's like a train wreck. It's like a car wreck. And it's like, we're just stuck in traffic looking. Like, we have the opportunity to go. We're over there like, well, what are they doing? I don't understand. Why is her hair braided like that? Like, I understand why she keeps talking about Viking braids. And we can't take our eyes off of it when there's more important things that we need to talk about. But we keep doing it. So that's my idea for my next video. I don't know how I'm going to execute it right now, but I'll try to figure out a way to make it work.
What I would offer, because you say we have the way to go, like we can go. Well, yes and no.
Oh,
yes
I like it.
And no, because we need to siphon some of them. You know what I mean? We're not going to change. You know what I mean? You never going to legislate ignorance and stupidity out of society. You're not going to do that. But in order for the opposition to reach a critical mass, in order for enough class consciousness to kick in, you got to sway some minds, even if it's just a dusting off the top to push it. So the problem is we can't go, or we would have went in November. You know what I mean?
Look what you did. Look what you did. Okay. Look what you did. I like it. See?
That's the dichotomy of the FAFO, because I've done a lot in that space. That's the dichotomy of it, because on the one hand, it's infuriating and angry, but it's also exciting in a way, because these are the consequences that are necessary for you to start acting in your best interest, which will mean this dude not running roughshod over swaths of America that he should have no due influences over.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So that's what yeah.
See, that's like I said earlier. I'm just like, hey, what is your thoughts on this? But yeah, that's going to be my next idea for a video. Maybe either that or in another very nerdy way, I want to talk about the Lily Whites. The Lily White movement was this thing that happened in the 1800s, where the Republican Party tried to get rid of black members. They were the Lily Whites, and that went all the way up into the 1930s. And like, I feel like that's the return of that. Trying to get rid of black people, and then
Reconstruction is such an interesting period, and I'm not going to belabor it, but I remember I grew up my entire life thinking like Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, and no black man had played Major League Baseball, and then I watched the Ken Burns documentary, and they started talking about black people playing in the Reconstruction era. I'm like, wait a minute. And I could be in the minority, but for some reason, having a white league that you excluded blacks from is somehow just way far away from you had an integrated league, and then you made a conscious decision at some point to kick the black people out, and that stayed the law of the land for like 60. That just feels way worse to me. I don't know. And I could be wrong. But that just feels, you know what I mean?
Yes.
In any event. Reconstruct. I applaud the historical deep dives. I love that. I'm all in on that. And you know what? If I can, I'm in on whatever I can be helpful with. with what you got going on, because I totally support all the stuff that you're doing. I do want to give a sincere apology to the chat, because I did not get to I got excited. We got company come over and I got excited and I was talking to Jeff and I missed a lot of you guys' comments and I apologize for that. But fortunately we got Miss Ray here and Regina and different people to collect any of the comments you guys made so I can respond to those later. So I appreciate you guys for that. Jeff, that was dope. Thank you.
Thank you
again. And make sure you guys follow him at We Gonna Be All Right. And you'll see me over there soon enough. And definitely come back.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, man.